You're listening to the Gag On This podcast.
I see you standing up and I want to knock you down.
Yes, it is. Danny, were you crying?
No.
Oh, okay.
Do you want me to cry?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
And Owen is here. Okay.
Oh, get him in, get him out. Get the fuck out of here, kiddo.
What Gag On This wouldn't be complete with a 7-year-old coming in?
Where's his little glasses?
I just told him to get them.
All right.
At least
this
he's
is
clothed.
Yep. Thank God. This is the Gag On This podcast episode description. We'll have the show and guest social media. Follow us everywhere. Subscribe to our YouTube. Hear the episode 2 days before it is released. Like what you hear, leave a review. Hate what you hear, go fuck yourself. I am Big Nick. I'm joined by the Italian stallion, nationally traveling comedian, Danny.
Yo, yo.
We got my Portuguese lover and disc golf aficionado, Rob.
Hey,
Ooh.
Sharon is not here because he is doing
he's working.
he's doing DJ stuff or he's doing poetry. One of the two. Either way, they're both lame in comparison because we got hilarious Atlanta comedian Damon Sumner.
Hi,
What's up? What's up? What's going on, good people? How we feeling?
feeling great. I was just eating some pumpkin pie. That's why I was late. You know, just doing some pumpkin latte spice shit. Your set was hella funny. You sent me.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, look at you reaching out to the guest. I like that, Danny.
Of course.
She's a professional. She's a professional.
Did she tell you that she did comedy in Atlanta?
No.
I don't know if she said in Atlanta, but I did say no. We chatted about stand-up in general.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one thing I got to ask is, I saw on one of your biographies, how would you feel if someone on the first date ordered Brussels sprouts as part of the meal?
That's a red flag right there, team. That's a red flag right there. We all know, if you're listening to this, I think we all can agree that Brussels sprouts are the megabus of vegetables. I think we all can affirm that statement. I mean, I'm not gonna get too far in it because I get hot and I want to get sweaty in my new shirt, but they bother me. They look like the top of your granddaddy's head. They're not for consumption, is what I'm trying to say.
But it's better than asparagus because, you know, if you are getting any action, it's going to be stinky.
That's true. But if we could be honest, if you're getting action, it don't matter what happened. They could be sweaty. Turn the ceiling fan on. We're good to go, Rob. We're good to go. We're already there.
The window.
You know what I'm saying? The underwear's on the lamp. We're already going.
Yeah, because Sharon, who is not here, actually went out on a date with Danny D and had Brussels sprouts.
Like,
right.
was it an appetizer? Was it a...
No, he was just like, I just need to eat healthy, blah, blah, blah. I have diabetes. You should eat healthy too. And I was like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Not a good first date
Like-
conversation.
I was like, why? It wasn't even a date.
You guys made it sound like it was a date.
No, he wanted it to be a date, but I was like, I gotta go.
So it was
Bro.
just fucking.
Ew, no, it wasn't that either.
I don't know what behind the scenes information I've missed out on coming into here.
But if some guy wants to buy me a meal, I'm not gonna say no.
No, that's for sure. If some guy wants to buy me a meal, I'm not going to say no.
That's right. That's
Bring it
right.
home. Me and my wife will split it.
Oh.
So I got some stuff I want to talk about, especially because I know you got a comedy album coming out. What is it? March 25th, right?
March 25th. That's right. I know who I am.
Hey.
I'm curious, how long did it take to get the material that you put on that album?
So I'm going to hit 12 years in October.
Wow.
And so this album, and we can keep it as surface level or get as deep as you want to, but this album here is probably about 80% like of the first like 8 years. And then the last 2 years of some bits I just really liked were about the 20% I put on there. So I'm excited about that because I'll be able to work the new hour because I'm planning a tour starting mid-June.
Cool.
So I'll sell the album, work the new hour, March 25th. Yeah, man, I'm very excited.
I'm excited for you.
Is that what was our excerpts from that album? Was that what was played on Sirius XM, or was that something different?
A few. Some are just Sirius XM and some older stuff I don't even do anymore. But I've been posting a few clips, just a little bit to kind of get it out there. You know, social media, this whole, you know, as a artist, I'm specifically say as a comic, you got to have 8 hats now. You got to be a booker. You got to be a social media. You got to do marketing. You got to know how to run, you know what I'm saying, Canva. You
got to be a bringer. You got to have a following. Yeah.
I know how to caption your videos. You got to know it all out here just to make $42.50 in chicken fingers.
Is that how they pay you guys in Atlanta with chicken fingers? Yeah,
Wet,
makes sense.
Lemon pepper wings here in Atlanta. Wet.
Have you ever done comedy at the Madhouse Comedy Club in Atlanta, in downtown Atlanta?
Madhouse?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Madhouse is still around anymore, Danny.
Whew. Well, that's where I did comedy at. It was terrifying. I got out of the car and they were like, "Ooh, girl, you white." I was like, "I have been my whole life." They were like, "Are you here alone?" And I was like, "Am I not supposed to be here?" Like, what the fuck?
No, I didn't. I miss the Madhouse era. I mean, there's still some shows that'll make you think twice about before you walk on that stage, but I missed that one here. How long were you in Atlanta?
2 days. 2 days, and I was terrified. And then I went to Alabama, and then I went to New Orleans, and it didn't really get any better from there. But that was in like 2017, like late 2017, early 2018.
Which was really like 1978.
Yeah. But I learned like what a zaddy is. And I mean, I just smoked them out with some good Cali weed and it was good. So I was like, all right, am I safe now? You guys going to protect me?
Where's the Mason-Dixon line?
I didn't know shit about Atlanta. So when I went there, I was like, fuck, this is not like California. Why am I the only white girl here?
It's not like Cali.
No. That's the very first place I traveled to ever do comedy was
Really?
Atlanta. Yeah.
Dope. That's dope.
It's shell shocking.
So I got to ask, as the resident white guy that doesn't know shit, what the fuck is a zaddy?
A lesbian daddy.
Rob knew that already, though. Rob already been on game.
Not a fucking clue. I just a lesbian daddy.
A zaddy, a lesbian daddy.
Okay.
Yeah. This girl was trying to make me her own.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that in Bama?
Yeah, no, that was in Georgia or in Atlanta. In Atlanta at the Madhouse. I didn't think I was going to make it out of there.
Oh man, you about to be a sugar mama real quick over there.
Yeah, something like that.
I'll put you in some gold boots and a pimp suit. You're gonna be lit.
Hey.
Was there a gay sugar daddy name?
I don't know.
No, that one. We gotta look that up, Rob.
I don't know.
I mean, we certainly can.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You've been doing comedy 12 years. What made you get into comedy?
You know what? So a couple things. One, I always loved making people laugh like that since the sandbox, the cafeteria tables like that. When you find out something that you're like, oh, okay, I like this feeling. So that was one. But a lot of times what you'll hear from comics when they kind of tell this origin story is that they'll share about like, my mom was listening to like Prior records and my dad had on Carlin, or, they kind of were around it. That was not my case. I grew up in a very Christian sheltered home. So we weren't going to have this Kings of Comedy profanity up in this house. You understand?
Hell no.
And so I didn't really think about comedy, stand up, anything really till I got to college where I had cable. Kings of Comedy, Comic View, because it was really just, I'm the oldest of 3 boys and we were the jokesters. We were the, all the laughs between us. And so long story short, I'm hanging out in Atlanta. My wife and I, we moved from, went to college in Texas, moved to Atlanta after graduation, hanging out, just chilling, laughing with some friends. And one of my best friends, we do comedy together, David Perdue. We're laughing. And one guy says, and I don't know his name, he says, yo, y'all are funny. Y'all ever thought about doing stand-up? And I was like, no, I've never thought about doing stand-up ever. I didn't think it was a real thing.
Yeah, I didn't think that was an option.
Yeah, that's not for me. Clearly, I'm finna go be an assistant principal and mind my business. And so I do an open mic, and literally the rest is history. I was like, this is it. This is the go. So, and I don't, to be honest, it's kind of bittersweet because I don't know, as much as I love and this is my passion, I don't know if I would have did it had this random dude not asked me that question, which is kind of crazy to me to think about now.
Well, a lot of people think it's harder to get into than it is, you know?
True.
I mean, it's easy to get into, but it's harder not easy to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone can get into it, but it is hard to succeed at it. Yeah.
I mean, hell, I got into it.
Oh, yeah.
It shows you how easy it is to get into it.
You can always just make a podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it started for me. So, and 12 years, I haven't looked back since.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
At what point in your comedy career did you decide to go co-found a comedy club in China, of all places?
So a couple things, because I saw your tweet and I appreciate that. I want to clarify the word co-found. Okay, that's important here. I'm gonna get blasted tomorrow whenever this drops. So China, if I can, because it was China was a piece of me being able to be where I am now today. And so I'm about 2 years into comedy. I'm teaching. So in 2010, just reference, 2010 was one of the craziest years of my life. I had my first kid. I started teaching, which was the stability and the foundation for me to do comedy, really, and provide for my family. And I started stand-up all in 2010. And so in 2012, we go to Shanghai. I started teaching with Disney, adventure, mix it up, do something different. And I'm doing stand-up. I go over there, I'm like, I want to keep doing stand-up. And so I start reaching out, start doing shows, and I connect with Turner Sparks, great comic in New York, and Andy Curtin, great comic overseas in Asia. And they had already founded a group, a community called Kung Fu Comedy, but they didn't necessarily have a comedy club, right? So those two, and several other comics, I want to be clear, it's like 8 of us. We're tight like rice, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm on the team of founding the first mainland comedy club in China, Kung Fu Comedy Club. I got my name on the frame. I got a picture on the frame. I cut ribbon. It was a beautiful day.
Nice.
Cool. That's way cool.
And one of the dopest things about comedy overseas for me at that time was really, I couldn't rely on cultural references. Pop references. I couldn't rely on a lot of that stuff. So as a young comic, I had to look in this room. There's 10 Chinese natives. There's 6 people from Finland. There's 4 Australian students. There's 5 American expats. And we all in this room. And I'm like, all right, what is the thread that's bringing us together? What is going to, as humans, what's the thread? And so that year and a half, man, I was able to thankfully really push myself as a writer, with the craft and figure that out. Because those first like 3 months, I was like, something's off. And when I kind of stepped back just as like a human and was like, okay, this is universal. My goat is Chris Rock. I would be intrigued to know who you think is your favorite stand-up. But he says something I think about all the time. He said, I want to be able to kill with the same act in Carnegie Hall and then go over and kill at the Apollo.
100%.
About all the time.
100%. I think that
sounds
too.
Terrifying, though. I mean, I have a hard time writing for drunk white boys. So it's just...
on top of that, right? Because I'll handle a Chuck and a Billy Bob in, Macon, Georgia, because, at the end of the day, they want to dance, do a little boot scoot boogie, get in a Dodge Ram and go to bed. Whereas in Shanghai, they'd be like, hey, before the show starts, there's 2 Chinese government officials. So don't say this, and this. And I was like, I'm actually just not going to go up. How about that? Let's just be safe. Let's just be safe and laugh and watch from afar.
Yeah.
So those were those moments too.
My comedy gods would be St. Patrice O'Neill, Louis C.K. and Big J. Ogerson are my biggest inspiration because I do a lot of crowd work. I do primarily crowd work.
Legends.
Yeah.
What about you, Rob?
Shoot. I think Kyle Kinane, Tom Segura.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of Shane Torres.
Okay. Shane's great. Yeah, they're all great.
Yeah.
Nick.
Louis
Danny
C.K.
D.
Yeah, you're in the top 100.
Okay, cool.
Louis C.K., Big J. Okerson, and Al Madrigal. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one.
All dope. Yeah, man. So I always love listening to people kind of share, whether it's present tense or past tense. One of my favorites right now. So Rock is my GOAT. But right now, I'm just a huge fan of everything Roy Wood Jr. does.
Oh my God, I fucking love him.
I'm all in on him, yo.
Oh man, I ran into him in Vegas and I was just like, you are the fucking bee's knees. Like that McDonald's fucking joke you have with the sauce packets and like oh man, I love him.
See, I got a hard time with him and it's nothing. You know what? If I was in his shoes, I'd have taken the opportunity to, but when he took on, what's that show that he took over on?
It's Not Happening.
Yeah. Just, I was kind of like, cause I know, Ari Shaffir, when he got booted from there and that was his baby, I was like, it just put a bad taste that he took over on it. But at the same time, good for him.
Right.
Yeah.
He doesn't do a bad job at it. It's just like, this isn't yours, man. That's not your baby.
But if they ask you to do it, you're going to do it.
Yeah. And I'm glad the show's on still. So it's not like, don't do it, but it's like, fuck.
It's bittersweet. I mean, listen, this is Big Nick's last week. I'm the new host next week. So I want you to get used to that. You know what I'm saying?
He's going to let him replace Sharon.
Wow.
There you go.
Jeez.
He just doesn't like how snippy he gets.
He gets so snippy with me. Fuck that guy.
Only if there's attractive women as guests.
Oh.
So
he negs her whenever we have a hot chick on.
Yeah, I was about to say Damon doesn't know all the ins and outs. But yeah, anytime we have a hot chick on, Sharon tries to spit some game.
And he's so mean to me.
He is. For some reason, Danny will say something and he'll just get this like tilt in his head and be like, what you mean by that?
Yeah.
Well, say it. And we're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
here?
where's this coming from?
So he saw a married father. He was like, I'm out tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, hilarious.
So one thing I'm curious about is you've traveled for comedy. What's your favorite venue that you've done?
Well, I'm biased. I'll start with being biased. The Laughing Skull Lounge is my home club. 75 people in a dark, small, tight room.
Nice.
You can see just like the first row and a half.
Yeah.
Just bounce off the wall. Danny, you know what I'm talking about. Like that.
I love it.
Oh, so that right there, that's for sure. But Dallas is real club heavy. And one of my favorite clubs is this small, fantastic club and a little banquet room in a DoubleTree hotel. And the club is called Backdoor Comedy Club. And I just, when I'm back in town, because my wife is from Texas, I'm from Louisiana, which is important to know before we move on. When I go get a chance to work out there and just kind of do showcases there, it's just people in there tight. It seats like they change rooms, but in the original room, it seated just like 50 and just tight in this little small banquet room. And that's what I love. I've done, big rooms and things of this nature here, but tight, ready to laugh. And they're just listening to every word. Those are those spaces I really love. And then I did Knitting Factory in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Classic room right before the pandemic popped off. So those are just three off the top of my head that I've loved around the country.
Danny, did you hit that when you were in New York?
No, I don't know if that made it past the cert. There's so much to do in New York. I have no idea.
Yeah,
I was doing mics at like 3 p.m. till like 11 p.m. And I did like Grizzly Pear and Fat Black Pussycat.
Yeah.
But I didn't hear of that one.
Yeah.
But my next spot that I'm going to be hitting is actually Dallas, Fort Worth. And then I got invited to headline at Corpus Christi. I know they're not near each other from what I hear, but I'll be flying there.
Not at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's 2 different states. Texas is really like 4 different states in general. But Corpus Christi, you could drive through a whole nother state and from Dallas.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna go to Dallas first. My little brother lives in Fort Worth.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna go to Corpus. It's on the beach, right?
Yeah. Beach is a relative term, but yeah.
Okay.
You like oil rigs?
Texas beach.
A Texas beach. Well, I've never been to Texas, so
Okay. All right. Well, then
We'll see.
When are you going, Danny?
probably at the end of April.
Oh, probably
It won't be too hot yet.
Muggy.
Oh, listen, I mean, Nick is right here, but like if you're going to go when it's warming up, you go at the beginning of it.
Well, there'll be no sex for Danny there then.
I don't have sex when it's hot.
What?
It's just that's what I tell people. But,
okay. I was like, we need to have an intervention.
You gotta work really hard to get it in the summer. If I don't know you,
Depending on the guy, the temperature moves on a sliding scale.
yeah.
Oh, it's only 102. It's okay.
No, fuck that. If I don't know you and it's 102, you better.
I'm just saying, depending on the guy.
You better have a walk-in freezer.
You better be in a meat locker. You're gonna
Fuck yeah. I'll hold on to like a cow.
Yeah. Have a little fan, like you had Six Flags that blow that mist on you.
Those neck fans will keep me cool. Yeah, I like that.
Oh, Jesus.
Good ideas.
So I want you to plug also and talk about, you're on, what is it, two podcasts, 3?
I am. Yeah.
Because you do one with your wife and then you do a sports one, correct?
Yeah. So the one I do with the comics, 3 other comics, 10 topics, is called 4th and 10. And it's a sports podcast for non-sports fans, really. Like if you're looking for analytics and breakdown of games, that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like Kevin Durant wanted to drink Scarlett Johansson's bathwater. That's what we're here to talk about.
That's hot.
You know what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to get into. So we do get into the big topics, but we find those storylines. You know, like when Matthew Stafford, did y'all see when he turned the other way, when old girl fell and broke her spine? Did y'all see that story?
No.
You didn't see that? Oh, man. So, I mean, just a little side note. It was, the Super Bowl parade's happening. They're on the podium, yada, yada, yada. And I think a photographer, if I'm correct, her profession, she was trying to get some pictures, steps backwards, right, to get a better view, and falls backwards off the stage. Matthew Stafford, clearly buzzed, probably since the morning, sees it happen, turns around, like, and the word on the street, the reports, air quotes, is that he tells his wife who's beside him, you handle that, and kind of begins to walk away. Ooh. So we're talking about more of those type of stories, then break it down 4th and 10, 3rd and 7s. But yeah, we've been doing them for 5 years. That's dope. And then I have a podcast with my wife I started August 2020, Sum It Up with the Sumners. That's been a lot of fun. My wife and I, we've been married be 14 years in July.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And so we just talk about marriage. We love being married. We're millennials. We love it. And so, for anybody else who is getting married or is married, we talk about the positives because it's very easy and very common to talk about the negatives. So we like to bring a little light. But those are the 2.
I can't even get my wife to be a guest on my podcast.
You don't want her to be a guest on this podcast.
Not this one. My other.
She was.
Well, yeah, that was just because of the fucking puns.
By the way, I found the clip, and this is a straight dick move, dude.
Let's see.
And there's no sound, just so you guys know.
Oh.
And he just walks the fuck away.
Oh, what a dick.
Hey, you know what?
That's a big stage. Holy fuck.
She broke her spine.
Oh, no, that's awful.
I mean, look at this. Just boop. Oh, I'm going to.
It'd be one thing if he didn't acknowledge it. Oh, what an asshole.
Yeah, you know what? He's got shit to do.
I did see an article today talking about his wife was complaining about her botched tit job.
Well,
see, those are the stories we do on 4th and 10. That's what I need to hear.
See, I'll send it to you if you want.
I'm glad I have nice tits. Thank you, God. That's the one nice thing you did for me. Are you talking about
the baseball lockout at all?
We barely talk baseball. We probably will talk about it because it's a big story, but like we hit baseball probably like once a month.
Got it.
So that's about how much you need to hit baseball. Once a month for baseball. Are y'all is this a big baseball fans in here?
God, no.
No.
I was, but yeah.
I want to fuck some baseball players.
Well, yeah.
I think you'd fuck a hockey player.
Yeah.
What's wrong with fucking a hockey player?
It's on ice, so you're already not going to sweat.
I'd fuck all kinds of players. Whatever.
What sport wouldn't you fuck someone from?
Chess. A chess player? I don't know.
Yeah, that's disrespectful. The intellect that those men and women have. Don't do that, Danny. Don't do that to yourself.
Not to mention, who? When I say sport, who just goes chess?
Yeah, she went way over there. She was like, Uno. Oh.
I don't know. I think rugby's hot. Water polo, soccer. Even that curling guy with the mullet. I'd fuck that guy. He was cool.
That guy was hilarious. He looked like Gallagher.
He looked like Joe Gorman.
Well, there you
That's
go.
what we look like.
You mess with bowlers?
I don't know any bowlers.
Wrong hands.
Yeah. Especially that thumb.
Pick you up like a six pack.
That's good. I don't need that. My hot UFC boyfriend will be here this weekend, so I don't need a bowler. Ooh.
Yeah, don't name drop.
I won't.
He doesn't like that. Shit. I had something and now I fucking lost it.
Well, I just sent you guys the link to the
Your mind
story.
Oh yeah. I just remembered it. Unprotected Sets. Which episode were you in?
I was with Rocky Dale Davis.
I love him.
Oh.
Are you Rocky?
Yeah, he was just here. He was just in SAC and I hang out with him in Vegas all the fucking time. Fuck.
Yeah.
Go
ahead.
We're gonna hang out someday. It seems like we all know all the same fucking people.
I think so. I think that's definitely going to happen. That was a dope time. We did that at the Punchline here in Atlanta. A lot of great comics. Mia Jackson, W. Travis, Lace Larrabee, David Perdue. It was a great time. It was in that whole crew. I can't forget Paige. Paige is one of the main producers alongside of Wanda Sykes. Wanda wasn't there, who's another one of my favorites of all time. But it was a great time, great experience. That was really my first real taping, you know what I'm saying, which is a whole different vibe. You know, it's packed, there's 12 lights, you know what I'm saying, you got to wait for your cue, you know, there's a lot of other elements that can take you out of the live being present in the room. But that was a dope time. I'm grateful for that opportunity. I've done maybe one or two more since then, and I'm more comfortable now. But yeah, that was a great time for sure. Have y'all had Rocky on here? Rocky would be great on here.
I should ask him.
Yes, you should, Booker.
Rocky ain't been ruffling no title feathers.
My bad. I'll ask my friends.
No, but I was because I've heard of Unprotected Sets. And then I looked and I was shocked because Danny Kabir Singh was on there, and so was Kyrie Shabazz.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, it's it's cool, and you're grateful to get on anything. I'll speak for myself. However, sometimes certain platforms, channels, etc., are a little more difficult and less known. So dope work can be forgotten about. You know, Epix doesn't have its own streaming. I don't know if one of like the major, like Hulu has bought a lot. HBO has definitely bought a lot, or partnered with rather. I don't know if anybody has been messing around with Epix, but yeah, there's a lot of great comics over there who's got half hours over there for sure. So yeah. It's kind of like CISO. If y'all remember, CISO came and went. CISO was see, you're shaking your head. Look at this.
Yeah, no.
CISO, SEESO. It was a comedy-only platform.
I do remember that.
Roy Scovel had an hour special over there, and a couple other greats I can't think off the top of my head. So, that's kind of the love-hate thing that happens with certain platforms.
I do remember ads for CISO. I never jumped over there.
Hey, Rob, come on, Rob.
I am part of the reason they failed. I'm sorry. And I like Rory.
Rory's dope. Two questions, if I may. For clarity purposes, Rob and Danny, do you call Nick Nick? You call Nick Big Nick? I want to make sure. I don't want to be the only guy calling him Big Daddy Nick.
I only call him Nick.
Just Nick.
Okay.
But I'm lucky if I get a Nick out of Danny. Jesus, she calls me like Dick. She calls me little bitch. She calls me bitch a lot, actually.
I do call him a little bitch a lot. Oh yeah, Big Nick Johnson. Oh, I can't say that, so I just call him Nick. You're part of the family now. Just call him Nick. Fuck it.
I respect it. That's my first question. Second question, Nick, you said, correct me if I'm wrong, a few minutes ago, you did or you still do stand up as well?
I did.
Did. Okay. How long did that live?
A year.
Yeah, probably a year.
No, was that like I want to get into it? Or was like, let me just see what's up.
No, so what I did is I did it specifically because I wanted to help my on-air presence for the radio station I was working at.
Sure.
So I did that. I did the comedy thing just as a way to not only get better at the on-air presence, but also possibly get recognized, which didn't work at all. And then I just started the podcast and I just found out I preferred this. Plus, and Danny's going to laugh at me for this, so are you, because you work full time and do comedy. I had to get up and be at my job at 5 a.m. So if I were to go to an open mic and then go up I think at Blacktop, I would go up at like 10.
Whatever. That's why you make alliances. You go up early, get the fuck out.
I had alliances. So we had people that hosted the open mic on this show. And I still got bumped on a regular basis. But no, I know Rob, he plans on going back up. I mean, I might, but I'm definitely not going to, be like Danny and give it like my full bore for sure.
Neither do I, which sucks because I think it deserves, I respect the hell out of people that do this for a living. It's just, I'm fucking 50 years old, man. I'm not going to start now. And, I got a fuck trophy and the wife and all that stuff. So it's just tough to get away. Like, if you really want to do this, you got to be able to go out 5-6 nights a week. And, I got to ask for permission for this fucking show. So, I'm not able to put in the commitment that it needs for me to really do it. To me, it's like jerking off on stage and people watch. And it's just a cleansing thing because you feel so powerful after, even if it was a shit set. But I still liked it. I loved it. But now that COVID's kind of going away, I can start thinking about going back. Just got to do a bunch of honeydews to fucking earn that shit, apparently.
Just fuck her so well. Knock her out. Fuck her, knock her out. Put her to
all
sleep.
done fucking.
5:30. Then you could go out. Me personally, I've given up everything in my entire life and I'm just chasing this comedy dragon. So I love it.
Love it. And how long you been doing it, Danny?
4 years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think what's cool about Danny doing comedy is she goes and she visits other different clubs. So she's able to like experience different clubs and because she's done Vegas, New York. Didn't you do something in
New Jersey, Boston, Washington, D.C.? Yeah, I love Virginia. I fucking love Virginia. Richmond, Virginia, Sandman's Comedy Club. That's the way to go. Just because there's not a lot of good comics out there. And so like they have this huge ass comedy club. And when people like drop out of hosting and shit, like it's an easy opportunity to host for like Annie Lederman or Michael Ian Black or people that have these huge names,
Right.
You don't get that really opportunity in California.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'm too antisocial, like unlike you, to be able to make this happen because I would go up, do my set and go home. And it's just like, you can't do that shit. You actually have to like people or fake it.
The faking it is a big part of it for sure.
I bet.
A big part, the road trips, the hanging out, the socializing, the sharing the fries, the sharing the gigs, the Sandman Club she just told me about. I made a mental note of that. Lock that in there. All those things come with the social aspect.
Well, I really think that comedy is a tough fucking game. So like if we work together, I think we'll go a lot farther than working against each other. So like I'm able to travel and do so much stuff because I'm a really good networker and I'm able to just go. Fuck these kids. Peace out. Mama's leaving.
Picturing Damon going to Richmond saying, yeah, Danny D says there aren't any good comics up here. So
oh, they know that. They know that. Fuck that. I tell them to their face, you guys know how I am.
So Damon, are you in Atlanta, like Atlanta proper?
Yeah, I'm in the city. I'm in the perimeter.
You're by the Coca-Cola park? Is there a big Coca-Cola like park out there?
Yeah, Coca-Cola factories out here. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, that's where I was.
So do you find people sort of migrate to Atlanta when it comes to comedy? Because like out here in Sacramento, a lot of people tend to migrate towards the Bay to try and make it, get known there because that's like a hub, and then LA. So is Atlanta like the hub of comedy for your state?
Without a doubt. A couple of things. One, before this, in the afternoon, I was listening to your episode with Mikey Winfield, right? And guy. So that was a dope episode. And correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't he from Sac? He started in Sacramento, I think. And I've heard you got a punchline up there, if I'm correct. I know a little bit about it.
I'll be there April 3rd.
Oh, is that right?
We're going to slide that in there.
That was a setup. She'll Venmo me later. And so with that element there, I think that Atlanta is a top 5, and it's not just me who think this, is a top 5 comedy scene in the country. And so you do have a lot of people coming down. One, right, production is improved. Film, TV has definitely popped off a lot down here in the Southeast, specifically Georgia. And then you've got this great port that's around. You want to hit Florida? Boom. You want to hit Tennessee and Zanies? You want to hit the East Coast? Midwest isn't too far. It's kind of a great spot as well, just for traveling purposes. You want to ride Delta? Boom, here's the headquarters. So it has a lot of perks, but there's a lot of killers. So if you're going to move here and you're seasoned, come ready to show yourself. And if you're unproven and young in the game, which is dope, definitely know, you're going to be in a culture where stand-up is taken seriously. Y'all got to forgive my kids. It's bedtime, and I'm not here to lay down the hammer. I'm trying to be a professional and push through, but yeah, love. I'm right in the heart of it, man.
That's dope.
It is. So, does anybody have anything else they want to ask Damon before we move to our ultra popular thing that we haven't done in months?
Brilliant.
She came too soon.
Okay. So it is time for Inside the Comic Studio.
Brilliant.
There we go. Before we get into that, though, Damon, plug your social medias, plug any shows you got coming up. This comes out on YouTube on Saturday and then podcast platforms Monday.
Got it. Yeah, man, I do a lot of fun right now on Instagram. Damon Jr. 2, DAMON JR, the number 2. So you can check me out there for dates and all that jazz coming up here. I will just say, if you're listening to this specifically, I'll be in St. Louis at the Helium Club, April 22nd, 23rd. I say that now in March because it's my first time headlines. It's the upper stairs room, but you got to start somewhere. But it's still dope. I'm excited. They're the record label who's putting out my album on March 25th. I know who I am. So I'm trying to pack that out and show them to make that happen. Because I know, you get in a little bit, you get in a lot of bit. So, but check me out over there, man. And I'm just excited about the album. Y'all already kind of pumped everything else, which I appreciate. So holla at me on Instagram.
All right. And a link to the pre-order for his album will be in the show notes. So just look for that.
Good job,
Danny.
Nick. I got a lot of things coming up. Like I said, Punchline, April 3rd. My 40th birthday, April 1st. What? There's going to be a big show out in Marysville. I don't know. Check my Instagram, check my Facebook. It's all going to be over there. And I am actually, like I said, going to Texas at the end of April. So if you're in Texas, come and see me.
Weren't you supposed to go to Chicago recently?
Yeah, but I can't afford that.
Oh. You won't
Unfortunately.
You won't get somebody on your phone sex line to pay?
No.
Okay. By the way, Damon, I don't know if you know that, but yeah, Danny D does
he doesn't need to know that. He doesn't need to know that.
I feel like I walked into a family reunion, and I've been gone for a couple years.
His wife's not going to let him be back on the podcast if you tell him that.
Well, if you guys end up doing comedy together, you'll see it because she mentioned some calls for sure. Some bad ones.
He hasn't seen me do stand up in a long time. I don't talk about that shit no more.
You sent me a clip. I know. Rob.
Get my side project, Stand Up Dad's podcast. I do that with my buddy Mike. We talk about parenting, throw in some dick jokes. We're on hiatus right now till we can get our shit together, but there's over 140 episodes you can check out. Check it out.
All right. And then follow me on Twitter at the Big Nick J. It is popping. I will look for my guest appearance on Historic Hole. I'll also be guesting on Ignorance Was Bliss next month. I will be guesting on Gutting the Sacred Cow. Let's see. Also, next week, we got Molly McGee from Stockton, hopefully coming on week after that, New York comedian Kevin Dombrowski. And then the week after that's 98 Rock, Ian Massengale.
Yay.
Good professional. I like that, man. Man's got notes.
Yeah. That's what he lives for.
I'll tell you what, it didn't used to be like that. It used to just be a shit show completely. But then we got Danny and she, stuck a boot up her asses.
I tightened the reins.
All right. So you've listened to the podcast. So I'm sure you got to the point where we did the Inside the Comic Studio with the other ones.
Yep.
All right. So you know what's coming. The audience may not know. So we ask all comedians the same 5 questions. First question, first joke that landed well.
First joke that landed well. It was a joke, year one, the classic black people, white people. It was about jogging, because jogging 2010 was just like new to me, like just people out in the streets. And so I just compared how black people jog to white people jog. Very, very humbled and embarrassing that I allowed now in 2022. But no, it was a thing. I mean, it went well. I did it for probably for like the first 2 years. And then it just kind of faded away. But the biggest thing about the bit that I loved was the fact that when I started seeing white people have specifically that little water bottle belt, I had never seen that, the little belt with the water bottles on. I was like, what is this contraption? Like they had a little juicy juice behind them. And I was like, what's going on here?
Man, when we go to Vegas, we put on those water backpacks and we fill them with alcohol, and then we just walk around Fremont Street all day.
With alcohol. Okay. I thought you were trying to be hydrated. Okay.
No. Just straight vodka.
You don't know Danny then.
I'm learning a lot, Rob. I'm learning a lot quick.
What the fuck is this? Water? Get the fuck away from me.
This vodka,
I've heard you say
flat.
that. Yeah, I have a time or two.
All right. Next joke is favorite thing about your local comedy scene.
Favorite thing at any given night, the scene can have people pull up and you see greats, Ronnie Perry pulled up on us. You saw Kevin Hart come through and work out for a few weeks. And so we just keep pushing you, trying to be your best. Not that you're trying to impress them, but you constantly get a chance to see greatness. You constantly get a chance to see people a step or 2 or 3 ahead of you. You're like, okay, this is the level of work it takes to get there. So that motivation, that inspiration is consistently in your face.
All right. Now the exact opposite. One thing you dislike or would like to see changed in the local scene.
Man, that's a good one. I think if I'm choosing one right now, especially in 2022, there was a lot of collateral damage, businesses closing, rooms closing. So I think I don't think we're right now at this moment of recording this episode at our full speed. I feel right now we're like in third gear as a scene. And so I definitely want, and I'm getting older, so I definitely want younger comics to start running more shows. That's what I need. I don't need them to be great. Just start and we'll help you figure it out. But that's what I need. I need 10 young comics to run 10 good shows and we'll go from there.
All right. Favorite local comedian?
2, David Perdue and Nathan Owens. Those are my road dogs, man. Nathan Owens actually we were in Chattanooga, which is a dope city. And he just recorded his debut comedy special. And that's going to be tight. That's coming out soon. But yeah, we do everything together. The 4th and 10 comics as well. Two of my favorite. I always love to watch them work.
In California, Chattanooga, we all think that's just a made up word.
It's in Tennessee.
I know it is, but it's...
By the way, I liked your clip from your last podcast. You talking about Shaq and shit. That was good.
That's what we talk about on the show.
All right. Final question. Advice to new comedians.
Advice to new comedians. The biggest thing, if I'm choosing one, I'll say, is to try to be diligent with the reviewing and the editing. Going up is great. And record your stuff is great. That's important. But when you sit down and you put in that work, a lot of the greats will talk about, you put in that work, even if it's not every time, but more times than not, listen to it, especially you're only doing so many sets as a young comic. You're only doing so much time. So if you want to be great at the craft, listen to it, revise it, edit it. Oh, that was an impromptu. Well, I did that off the cuff, right? Then you can add that and keep building. That was something that I heard from a few headliners when I first started, and still to this day, I still probably every few weeks, I'll listen to a few longer sets and just kind of comb through it. And it's been paramount for me.
Damn good advice right there.
So are you stressed out now that you're going to have an album out that you're going to have to put all that stuff to bed and start new, or what?
You know what? I'm not. We didn't get a chance to talk about it here, but I'm confident and excited about this new hour. I worked with Carnival for 2 years when I was full-time before the pandemic. And so I had a lot of opportunity, a lot of stage time to kind of build that new hour. So I'm hyped, to be honest with you.
Good.
I think creating a new hour is like the fun in it. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so I put the stuff out. Now I can create more.
Yeah.
What else do I have?
There's this new energy for sure that like this one, the bomb never goes away, right? But it's even more around the corner because this stuff is unproven. Like I have this bit right now about airports that's trash. And I've got this bit about Craigslist that's trash, but I'm excited to do it because I'm excited to work them out so they can get good.
Nice. I was just thinking about doing like what the life must be like to be a comedian on a Carnival cruise ship.
That's funny.
I can't speak for anybody else. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I was able to live like a lowercase king, because you get in and get off. Like just a short story. I'm on there 5 days. I'm on there 7 days. I'm gone. I do my shows. You make some fans. Go to the beach. Boom.
Yeah. My buddy Alex Elkin is doing that right now.
Oh, okay.
And Mike Favorman, he's on a cruise too. So,
no.
Yeah. Do you have to be clean on cruises, or
with Carnival? You have to be able to do both. Okay. And when I started in 2019, you had to have a half hour clean, and then you had to have 2 half hour for adults. So you have to have at minimum 90 minutes.
Got it.
Damn. So is that like? I think it's akin to a corporate gig, right? Kind of.
What, the clean or just in general?
No, just the Carnival cruise type stuff.
No, I wouldn't say that because it definitely was more free than corporate. Every time I do a corporate, it always feels to me real stuffy. And I didn't feel that way. They're ready to have a good time. They're on vacation. They drinking, they loose, they're ready to have. And then also what was dope about Carnival specifically, and I hope more cruise lines do this in the future, is that they had a designated created spot that was the comedy club. It wasn't like in this random bar.
Well, that's cool.
Random, so it was, go down to the Punchliner. That's what it was called. And the lights are low. There's a host. There's intro music. It is a comedy club, just, in the ocean. So it definitely had more of a comedy club feel Friday night, because the shows are starting at 8, 9, 10 o'clock anyway.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's called the Punchliner.
The Punchliner. Yeah.
God, I'm so lame because I was like, that's actually pretty decent. That's pretty funny. I'm so lame. Oh,
I'm glad you're realizing that.
All right. That's all I got as far as questions. Does anybody else have any questions? I mean, Danny D just looks fucking done. She looks like she's going to go to bed.
No, I'm not feeling the greatest, obviously. It's allergy season. Trees are in bloom. It's about to rain. My nose is fucked up.
Is it going to rain?
Yeah, it's going to rain.
Supposed to.
Oh.
Why am I the one telling you the weather? I'm the most irresponsible person on here.
You gotta get that app, Nick. You gotta get that weather app.
He doesn't go outside.
Yes, I do.
I've seen him outside.
Yeah. All right. If nobody has anything, I mean, we can cut it, or we can watch the new trailer for fucking Amityville in space.
What is that?
So do you know Amityville Horror?
I'm aware of it, but when you threw the space in there, you took me for a loop.
Yeah. Let's watch the trailer.
Well, so first, Nick sent me some disturbing news.
What news?
Just how many Amityville movies there are.
Oh yeah, there's 18.
What? Oh.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck?
I was like 2.
I was just gonna say that. I thought there was like 2.
No, and there's some weird ones on there. Like, let me pull up the.
I don't watch scary movies.
This is like a brand. This is a franchise.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty sure after 18, they're not scary anymore.
Yeah, well, I don't waste my time like that. I waste my time in other ways.
So, Danny, are you pro horror movies?
No. I don't have a big, strong man to protect me, so I don't watch scary movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. So I found all the lists. Let me share it.
I'd like to say like, oh, my family was really religious. They didn't let me watch scary movies, but that's not true. They didn't give a shit.
That's nice.
So I just don't watch it because I'm a scaredy cat.
All right. So there's the original Amityville Horror. There's Amityville 2. There's Amityville 3D. There's Amityville The Evil Escape.
Are you going to say all 18 of them?
No.
Okay. I was. Yeah.
No, don't.
I asked that question in my head, Danny.
Because some are pretty funny. Amityville Playhouse, Amityville No Escape 2. Like, did we say all we needed with the first No Escape?
Didn't you say there was an Amityville Cop?
Yeah, there's an Amityville Cop.
I'd watch that.
An Amityville High.
They've been stretching for a while.
Yeah.
This is when you go to a comedy club and they say, hey, can you do 30 minutes? But you got 7.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. But every comic's like, oh, yeah. I got it. Yeah. And then they just go out there and be like, what do you want to talk about? It's like, bitch, write some fucking jokes.
Where my ladies? When you hear that?
Give it up for the crowd. Give it up for the host. Give it up for the bar.
So who's from here? Who's originally from here?
Thanks for coming out on a Thursday.
So
make some noise for the bartenders and the wait staff.
At the beginning of the set.
So just so you guys know, this is the 4th installment of a series of installments. There was Amityville Toy Box, Amityville Clown House, Amityville in the Hood. And then there's this one, Amityville in Space, which is coming out soon.
Can't wait.
This evening, at the infamous Amityville house, something is about to go down.
This house is evil incarnate. Its evil has spread like a plague. To stop it, we must strike at its roots. If I were you, I'd leave now.
And it's gone.
That's the largest black hole I've ever seen.
Wow. We've never come across anything like this in space before. I think there's something more sinister at play here.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
I just gotta say that the production quality is that of like a porno. Like, it's
but I love that it's the year 3015 and they still have Ray-Bans.
Hey, Ray-Bans will make it forever. You hear me? Ray-Bans will always be
There's
cool.
a house floating in space. Doesn't seem to be affected by anything after 1,000 years.
Better production.
It's already beginning again. The war between good and evil continues.
We need to nuke that black hole.
That house must be destroyed.
I like a good, shitty, cheesy movie, but that looks fucking horrible.
What's a Joe Blow?
Do you hard Joe Blow horror? That's what it is.
No.
And then there's the trailer for. I'm not going to play it because it's garbage, but the trailer for Amityville in the Hood. I mean, that is bad.
Is it at least like blaxploitation?
Is it filmed in Atlanta?
It's supposed to be filmed in Compton, But yeah, apparently the reason it's into Hood is somebody started a grow house in the Amityville Horror House. And apparently that strain is now turning people into demons.
I see.
Yeah.
I think they are very far removed from whoever was producing and writing the scripts.
That person's probably dead. Got killed, got sucked into the Amityville Horror.
My kindergartner could have made that on our old iPad. That was
yeah, that's that. And people are losing their shit. Like they're excited about it.
Now, who do you hang out with?
It's horror film Twitter. I don't hang out with them. Just a hashtag I follow. Shut up.
Excited, but CISO's dead. But they're excited about Amityville in
Damn.
All right. Well, you know what, Damon? I want to say thank you for coming on. This was great. Hopefully you and Danny can meet up and do comedy together.
Yep. Sorry, my fucking things fell off. My things fell off. I was that excited.
Also, make sure, again, I know who I am. The debut album, March 25th. Link in the show notes. Click it. Damon, thank you for coming on, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thank you very much.
Later.
Bye.